He's Ash.
He's David. And this is the Artful Pose.
Let's try it again. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Artful Pose. This is the professor with you. And today, speaking of professors, we're going to look at my X-Men. And we just got in the mail X-Men 97 Archangel! Oh, I'm so excited to get this. You guys have no idea. To actually get an updated, very comic book and cartoon accurate Archangel. Oh yes. I've collected quite a few Archangels over the years, from the Toy Biz era, the Kenner era, oh gosh, and everywhere in between, from floppy wings, feathered wings, metal wings, wings that had a gimmick where you hit the trigger and it would flap. I loved it. And he would even, I remember that original one. It could even shoot rockets from his wings, because those of you who know what Archangel can do, he can do more than just fly. He also has poisoned tipped wings. Feathers. I mean, the tips of the wings are also poisoned. But he has poison tipped feathers. That's right, that he shoots. So even if it just doesn't stab you directly, you're down for the count. There was a reason why Apocalypse chose him as death. That's getting a little bit too morbid. But, just to have him in the box, excited! There we got some very nice side box art. I might actually cut that out and keep it. There's the back of the box showing you the figure with the full wingspan and the two variations of what you can do with the additional accessories. There's the other side, same picture, just looking opposite direction. All right, let's break this bird out of his cage and see what he's got. And there we have it. The bird is out of his cage. The Archangel is out to hunt those enemies of Apocalypse. Anyway, here we go. Here he is. Archangel. Man, that is a good-looking Warren. The detail on the face sculpt is just... I remember in the cartoon and even in the previous toys, he was handsome, but in your generic sense, but when you got him in toy form, he just looked basic, just male face. This one, really, that, even with the, I hope the camera catches the coloring on that, but you can even see they did a paint job even on his lips, some coloration, and this is the first, one of the few times, but I've seen it before, I think it was one of the later Kenner lines got a hold of it, but to actually have the blonde eyebrows right there, that's a nice treat. Most of this, if not all of it, is sculpted along with paint apps. It's beautiful. Look, you can actually see his ear hole coming through on the fabric, because most of you who know, you can pull that back because it's just a simple cowl. That is beautiful. And the eye work, I have to admit, I know David isn't super fond of the animated style, but sometimes that less is more, in my opinion. But I actually do love a more simplistic art style. I like the matte finishes. I like the minimalistic detail. I'm more akin to texturing. I guess I'm more of a tactile person, which if you've been watching our videos, you know how I like to feel these guys up. Anyway, let's get back to the figure. Very nicely done. These are all paint apps. It's kind of got a, speaking of texture, a matte feel to it. It's not glossy at all. I guess it's to get that more cel-shaded animated look, which it does pop off. The line work is great. Very nicely done. And well placed all the way down to his tippy toes. I love all that. That's so 90s. Very nicely done. Now, I believe in the comic book, there's more design on the forearm, but I remember in the cartoon they eliminated that because it would take up too much time animating all that fine detail, so they just went for that. That is very nice. You can tell this is a reuse because it looked like there might have been a glove cut right there, like a gauntlet cut. That is great. All right, so let's go over articulation. Too busy he's so pretty. So you can look about that far, which is very nice because when you want to get those flight poses when he's flying forward, he's not going to be looking down flying, he's going to be looking forward. And even with the ab crunch, which we'll go over right now, you can look up even further. Or if you want to get that front-facing pose. Ooh. It's going to fly right at you if you don't like and subscribe. Woo. He does not have a butterfly joint, but I understand why, because the mechanics of this is pretty interesting, Hasbro. So this is a separate standalone piece. The wings are two separate. This is a separate piece, and this is a separate piece. And it is ratcheted right there, as you can see, so you get good range. And when I was putting this together, I was thinking to myself, okay, how is he going to flap? They're wings. We all know they flap, and when I mean flap, to go all the way out, which they can go about that far, and they can go all the way in, so you can wrap him in his wings and do the whole angel shield. Bing, 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 bing. But you see, then this, I got a little too rough with it. This is a totally separate piece, and I believe it's to keep, it serves a mechanical function of keeping them in place, but also, just like in the cartoon, this is there. And I love the whole chevron look. So when I was putting it together, like, how does that? No, you just gotta have to force it, and then he'll flap. But it does, as you can see, it fell off with the back and forth motion. Can fall off if you do it too much. He also has, if you want to have the wings closed, which I think we will, they just pop out. There's two peg holes, and part of his accessories is to have his collapsed wings, so he can get through doors and stuff. I think that's one thing Warren was very appreciative that Apocalypse gave him, was the ability to tuck in his wings, because if you've read the comic books, when he's ashamed of his wings, he has to tuck them into his pants or into a jacket, something, and they're quite cumbersome. And then other times he just keeps them out, free balls it with his wings. Oh, you hit me with your wings again, Warren. But with these, with the metal ones, he can collapse them, which I thought was pretty cool. And I love that Hasbro included this. So he also has double jointed elbows, no butterfly, like we just discussed, but he can move very well. Not a lot of clickies on this one. Waist rotation, legs can go about that far. Double jointed knees, go back that. Full straight kick, boot cut, and toes and ankle rockers. No toes. It would have been neat if they gave him toes, because then he could do like a pigeon squat. Just an idea. His accessories outside of the collapsed wings, he comes with two hands that are almost claw talon-like hands, which is neat because, being his mutant ability he's not angelic, he's got bird qualities because he's a mutant. So I love that they included the claws, and he does come with an angry head. But I have to admit, he's angry, but it's just, oh, you're so pretty, you can't be threatening. Like, he's too pretty. He's just, oh, I'm pretty angry. Yeah, you're pretty angry. That's very nicely done. I'm impressed. That is a nice sculpt work. Reminds me of those big Diamond Select statues. Very nice. And that's all sculpted too, and I love how, and it's very consistent even with the other head. Kind of like a thin Arnold type figure. That is amazing. Well done. So that's what he comes with. And of course, like most have talked, the cable gun. And is it Cable's gun? Yes, it is Cable's gun, because guess what? I have Cable. And there's his gun. And there's the gun that comes with Archangel. It's the same! In fact, this might even look better with... Oh, I actually like that a little bit more. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I could swap them out. But anyway, like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. Our content. If you like my voices and junk. So there you go. Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Archangel. That is really, I'm impressed. Well worth the wait. I'm surprised I got it as soon as I did. When David and I were ordering it, we had a bit of an issue with shipping, and beautiful, it came in only a day late than that, and I was expecting to have it much later. And for those of you who want to see how he compares, in fact, this is a good time to do this. Take that off. Let me push that in. Probably doing this completely wrong, but hey, everyone has different play styles. So there's Archangel's wingspan. Now let's see what Angel's looks like. So of course with the organic, you're going to get that angelic with the multiple articulation. Whereas those of you remember in the 90s, it looked just like that. And there were no joint points in the wing to be able to expand it anymore. No, I mean, I'm happy with it looking like it's looking, because we've never, especially with an Archangel in years, got something so articulated, which is fantastic. I'm very appreciative. I was very, see, like David and I mentioned, it's like herding cats when you pose your figures. The struggle is real, people. So yeah, there you go. The new Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Archangel. Man. Alright. This is the Professor signing off, and as always, like and subscribe, and may your poses be artful.
Like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.